Yeah, I was like you. I was hoping that band would stay open just a little longer.
KC9VKV.
Okay, go ahead, Jim.
Alrighty, this is KC9VKV QSO Vlog, and we are currently talking to Mount Mitchell repeater. Roger, Roger.
Roger, Roger. Mount Mitchell repeater. Near, I'm not sure exactly where it's located. I know it's near Asheville. We'll put it that way. 6,600 feet in the wind. The name here is Steve, and the call sign is N4STF. November 4 Sierra Tango Fox.
Roger, Roger. Now, Steve, this is, tell me a little bit about this repeater, if you will, sir.
I'll have to let somebody else that knows more about the area, but I think it covers what? Pretty much from Asheville to Charlotte, maybe, I guess, and maybe beyond, especially in band openings. I don't know all that much about the repeater or anything like that.
Roger, Roger. Well, it's on Mount Mitchell, which gives it a slight advantage, Mount Mitchell being 6,600 feet. Understand the repeater tower itself is only about 50 feet, but when you're already up 6,600 feet, you don't need much of a tower. And I have talked to this repeater 3 or 4 times in the past years. This will probably be the 5th time. Usually it's been about 8 o'clock, but this one we're about 9 o'clock, so we're slightly off schedule a little bit. Go ahead.
I was hoping the band will hold up for you there. You still there, Randy?
Roger, Roger. Kilo 4, Hotel Charlie N4. Name here is Randy. Romeo Alpha Nord Delta Yankee. Yeah, you made it back, Jim. You sound a little better there. You got a little bit noisy, but the repeater is geographically a little bit north of Asheville, North Carolina. It's on a little mountain ridge. They call it Mount Mitchell, but it's actually I forget the name of the ridge up there, but it's in a county called Yancey County. But they're correct about the elevation, 6,600 feet. I think they say it covers 5 states around here geographically, not 5 states total, but North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, maybe down into Georgia a little bit, up into Virginia a little bit. So I'm not sure the footprint. I'm going to take a shot at about 150 miles, maybe close to 150 miles, 60 from the repeater site. K4HC, over.
Roger. Well, suffice it to say that this repeater has one of the largest footprints in America, and probably pretty much in the world. I mean, there's not too many places that have 6,600 foot altitudes, except maybe in the some of those Alps areas over there. So I remember hitting this repeater one time at about 2 o'clock in the morning, and nobody was home. Can you imagine making a 400-mile trip to this repeater and nobody at home? I did everything but call CQDX, and there was nobody.
Yeah, I can understand that totally, Jim. Did you say that you was going to be making some type of audio video of this QSO?
Absolutely, we are doing that as we speak. I have a page on YouTube. It's called QSO Vlog. Actually, that QSO Vlog is just a segment of my YouTube page. It's Jim Ferguson's radio story, where we celebrate 50 years of commercial broadcasting, and we have right at 500 segments, and QSO Vlog is part of that. We just started that probably about 4 or 5 months ago, and we've got about 46 or so shows. This will be a feather in the cap, though, because this is a 400-mile trip on VHF. 400-mile, I think it's slightly over 400-mile trip on VHF. Roger, roger.
Roger, roger. So if we search it out on YouTube, as long as we go to QSO Vlog, is that right? Quebec Sierra Victor Lima Oscar Golf, we could find whenever you get the video posted.
Roger, you can do that, or you could go to my call sign, search my call sign, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. Again, the call sign KC9VKV, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. On a YouTube search will bring up those segments. Roger.
Roger, roger. So Steve, I'll turn it back over to you, and Jim, I'm fixing to pull up an app here to document. Let me get that name again from, or name, excuse me, your call sign. One more time, turn it over to Steve.
Okay, Randy. I believe the name he's looking for in the mountain is Klingman's Peak. Well, I've heard some people call it Klingman's Dome. So, I don't know which one to call it. Now then, go ahead, Jim. W4BVW.
Roger, let me give the call sign one more time for the YouTube search. It is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor on a YouTube search. Roger, roger. Of course, this transmission is a 400-mile trip to Mount Mitchell. A 400-mile trip to Mount Mitchell, conditions shifting around just a little bit. Let's see where it goes. Still not making it kind of have conditions fade out right at the moment. I can hear it in there, but not up enough to actually make contact at the moment. Like I say, this is probably about the 5th time that we've managed to make the trip to Mount Mitchell, which is again a 400-mile trip, and this one we're usually about in there about 8 o'clock in the morning. This one is about 9 o'clock on 9:15. Let's see what's happening now. I think conditions are trying to come back, you guys.
It's coming back little by little, Jim. And we got Ken in here, WA4BVW in here too now.
Roger, go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, good morning. It's WA4BVW. Yeah, I used to work up at WMIT way back yonder. That's how come the repeaters are located up there, because I had access to the mountain top. It's the antenna is 6,600 feet elevation. The Klingman's Peak is 6,587 ground elevation. It's got about 160-foot tower or something. I forgot 2.5 the height of the tower now. Anyway, it's changed over the years, but the height of the tower has. Anyway, it's Klingman's Peak. Klingman's Dome is about 60 miles southwest of west-southwest of Mount Mitchell.
And that was Ken right there. Ken is the former owner of this repeater, WA4BBW, and he is actually the instigator of the original plan for this repeater up there. And Ken, it's an honor to make your contact with you today, sir. Yeah, I hope we're still in contact. Ken, again, an honor to speak with you, sir.
Drifting in and out there, Jim. STEVE-N4STF and Randy, catch you later. Have a good one. Yeah, you keep drifting in and out there, Jim. It might not going to be lasting too much longer for you.
Oh, I'm an optimist. I am an optimist, and I want to say thank you, Ken, so much for letting us in on the information on this repeater. And again, Ken is the original owner of this repeater, and his call sign is WA4BBW.
I've been around forever. I started working up on the Klingman's Peak, gosh, I forgot what year it was now, but way back yonder, and worked up there off and on over the years, and had access to the place for many years for a repeater location, so that's the reason the repeater's up there. I had to give it up here a few years ago. My sight got so bad I couldn't drive, so I turned the repeaters over to N2GE. Randy Johnson from up there to Mars Hill. So I don't have anything to do with it other than yakking every once in a while over.
Roger, yes, and take considerable pride in this repeater, sir. You did an excellent job in starting it and picked the absolute perfect position to put it. So you should be very proud, Roger.
Yeah, I like to brag about it every once in a while, although I don't have a whole lot to do with it anymore. Randy Johnson keeps it going for us in 2GE. It used to be KE4RQL, but he changed his call when he upgraded and turned to switched over to N2GE. That's the call you can hear on the repeater now.
Roger, Randy. I think we're starting to lose conditions now, so let me pass along threes to you guys. It's certainly been an outstanding pleasure to make contact with this repeater up at Mitchell, Mount Mitchell, 400-mile trip on VHF. Threes to you guys, and thanks for your participation. And again, I should have this posted up on YouTube in the next day or two. And again, you can do a YouTube search for my call sign, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. Roger, Roger. Roger, Roger. This is KC9VKV. We'll be clear.